Hello guys, you're welcome to Goki Tech. So today we'll be talking about controlling file and directory permission. So the concept behind this is, let's take an organization for an instance. You discover that depending on what you are doing in that organization or in that company will determine the kind of permissions you will have to some sensitive file. So this is this is just the concept behind it. So Linux too has their way of securing file so that random user will not just come and have access to it. So let me show you something. Let me come to let me see the let's come to download directory. Now if I do ls, now with this I can be able to tell the kind of permission that each of these file has, and also the group and the user they belong to. You understand? Now, how the when you see if when you see this thing begins with minus, you will tell that it is a file. When you see a file begins with minus, you can tell that it's a file. But when you see begins with D, you can tell it's a directory. That you can see, you see it's having blue, and this one is white. Telling you just another file. This one is a folder, meaning there's a file inside this folder. You get it? Now, in Linux, we have three type of users. We have three type of user that have access to file. You understand? We have the uh, we have the user. We have the user is the person that created the file, or let me say the person that owned the file. Then here too, you can see it's divided into three, one, two, three. Then here is the group. Let's say for instance, the cybersecurity team wants to test a file, you know, they can create a group for them, and whichever user that is being added to that group automatically inherits the permission of that group. Then here is just another user. Maybe anybody can have anybody that have access to the machine can do whatever thing they want. Now, from the user here, you can discover that the user has the read and write permission. You can see RW means the read and write permission. The read means he can open the file. Write means he can edit it, possibly delete the file. Then the same thing to the group. But if you come to here, the ordinary users, you will discover that the ordinary user have just the read permission. The ordinary user cannot delete this file. So if an ordinary user, if you want to delete this file, you will need what? You will need to log in first as root. Now you can see the user of this the owner of this file, which is the user, is the root. Why it belongs to the root group. You get the point. So that means for you to delete this file as an ordinary user, you understand, you have to do what? Uh, you have to log in as root. Then even as you that own the file, for you to execute this file, you can see this one here. You can see this one has a full permission. You can see this file here. There's one called X. X means execution. Now, even when you have logged in as root X, you cannot execute the file unless you give the file the permissions to execute the file. So, but as a root, you can give permission to execute the file. You can give every other user, the group and the ordinary user, the permission to execute the file. But even you that open the Kali machine, you cannot execute this bb2 dot is a Python file. You cannot execute it unless you do what? Unless you give it the permission to do so. So that is just the concept behind this. But if you come to this place, you discover that this is Kali. Now you can see it's a directory. Arrow, he has the permissions to do what? As an ordinary Kali user, meaning that if as an ordinary Kali user like this one, you are not in root. If I do who am I, if I do who am I here, you can see it's an ordinary Kali user, it's not in root. So As ordinary Kali user, you can delete this file, you can execute this file, delete it, and even give permission. Let me show you something so that it will be clear. Now, this is what's the name of the file here? Uh, okay, no, the name of the file here. Okay, dist folder. This dist here. Now, let me show you something. Let me show you something in Kali. Now, let's say I want to give another permission, or I want to remove this execution so that we won't be able to execute this file here, this one here, this folder here. We won't be able to execute it. Do you understand? Let's say I want to remove execution permission. Now let me use there's a command you will use if you want to modify a file. You understand? They call modification. You understand? If you want to modify a file, that is, want to give, either you want to give extra permission or you want to remove the permission, you can use this file, change modification. So this change modification, let me say change modification. Let me copy the file. Let me copy the folder. Sorry. So now change modification. Now let me say I want to give let me give 4 2 4 4 4 4. Then let me put the folder to see. You can see, as an ordinary Kali user, I've been able to give. Let me do ls again. Look at the folder here now. Look at the folder. You can see that as a look at the folder here, the directory here. You can see I've been able. You can see here, but it will change. You understand? Some of the permissions will reduce. Let me see what the permission is now. Okay, okay. See the this folder here. So now you can see the this folder as an ordinary Kali user. As an ordinary Kali, I don't need to be a root user to edit this, to give permission, edit this file, or even delete it. You get the point? So this is what this is the dist folder. You see the dist folder. Look at the way it was before here. Look at the way it was before here. You can see, and look at the way it is here now. Look at the way it is here now. You understand? Okay, let me just try it for root, like execution permission to each of these files, and see what you will tell me. Let me say chmod. I want to give permission to this file so that it will execute as an ordinary Kali user. Remember, I told you the file belongs to root. So now let me say I want to give permission. Let's say 762, for instance. Then let me paste this. Now let me paste this. You can see it said changing permission of this file operation is not permitted. Why? Because why? I'm an ordinary Kali user, but the file belongs to the root user. So now let me quickly show you, let me quickly explain something for you. This 762 that I'm using, before I will just wrap up with this video. Now this 762, this it ranges from 0 to 7, 0 to 7. Now the user, this 7 here is for the owner of the file, this 6 here is for the group, while this 2 here is for the owner. The 0 there means you are not giving any permission to each of these file. You can try it on your own. I mean, you are not giving any permission. You are not giving either read, write, or whichever permission. While 1 means you are just giving an execution permission. You understand? Maybe we will just create a new video so that we can show you how the thing works. Then, but you can still try it on your own. The if I use territory, it means that the same thing. It means I'm giving a write and execution permission to the group, a write and execution permission to the user, a write execution permission to the ordinary user. So the same way, so down to 7 7. So imagine I'm giving, for example, I'm giving 7 6 What this thing means that I am giving a full permission of write and read and execution permission. You understand? So 4 means read. As a read only means that you are giving a permission for you to read, not write. You understand? Read but not to write, not to, you understand, not to execute. So 5 means just read and execution. 6 means read, write but not execution. While 7 means read, write and execution. So this thing is just my, I should have created a full video that will explain this, but just take it that way. It is just, it's very simple to understand. So in the next one, I'm going to create another separate video that I will show you how you can do other things. Thank you. uh Thank you. Kindly subscribe for more videos and click notification bell. Thank you.